You're very welcome back to Thursday's Soccer Cards United. This is the number one soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hi, Enzo.
Hey, Jason.
How's things?
Things are well. My health is doing quite well. How are you?
Grand. Yeah, I hit a low point yesterday and the day before.
A health low point or just a low point in general?
A health low point. My morale has stayed fine the whole time.
Thank God.
So yeah, it's been tough, but it hasn't been as bad as the last time I had COVID.
Antibodies work.
Antibodies work to a certain extent.
Okay. You know what? I was actually out. We'll get into all this later, I guess. But I was out at the Milan game with a few friends, a few mutuals, Jason.
Yeah.
We had Faye, we had Francesca, we had Rachel, right?
And, sure.
I told them, oh yeah, I was just chatting. I was like, oh yeah, Jason has COVID, so and they were like, oh. Then like they kind of hesitated and went, wait, he has COVID? And I was like, yeah. They're like, now, like, and it was like embarrassing. It was like I told them you had smallpox or the Black Plague. They were like, he had what? How did? Then Rachel was like, how did he know he had COVID? Does he have antigen tests still? And I was like, oh, it wasn't that long ago. Sign of the times.
Wow. How I knew I had COVID was that I was sick.
Yeah, and then you had to get an antigen test.
Then I said I better get an antigen test. Yeah.
But yeah, it was very alien. Like people are still getting it.
People are still getting it.
Yeah, people need to be careful.
Be careful out there, folks. That's a good little lesson. Right, we have two pieces of great news to start the show. Would you like to do a review to start off?
Oh, I'd love to do a review.
Now, maybe have I read this one? The one from Chicago. I don't think I have. No.
Oh, Chicago. Woo.
Yeah. So here's a review from Brian on Apple Podcasts.
You're able to put it on the screen if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because we're on Zoom. I just want to see it. No, we don't have to. I'm just reminding you the skills that you have now that you're on Zoom.
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Brian says, have been listening to this podcast. Oh, first of all, cheers to the lads. 5 stars.
Oh.
Have been listening to this podcast for over a year now and can't believe I haven't written a review to show my support to Jason and Enzo.
Listen.
It's okay, Brian. These two not only keep me up to date on everything in the world of soccer across all leagues and national tournaments, but also are the main reason I've gotten more into collecting soccer cards. Wow. Pints on me next time you're in Chicago, and if you need a place to crash next year for the National, I got you.
That will be the next time we're in Chicago, unless we end up there prior.
Wow. That's such a nice review and such a generous offer from Brian. Thank you, Brian.
The second person who has offered us a place to stay for the National. I also know some people in Chicago. Chicago, like, that's becoming a thing. Like, I'm like, Chicago, I gotta go.
You got your eye on Chicago.
Got my eye on Chicago. I've only heard good things about it.
Great.
Closest I've been was Chicago O'Hare Airport as a pass through.
Still counts.
Listen.
So that's great.
I love that.
Thank you, Brian, for that review. If you'd like to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or somewhere else, feel free to do so. Send us an email. Sometimes we read out nice emails that we get. We don't read out the hate mail that we get.
We get a lot of it.
We get a lot of it.
We don't.
We don't. No, we don't. Okay.
There's a few emails we have started. People are asking us about Haaland. Is it too late to get on the boat? I don't know if you remember. I've seen a few emails coming in.
Yeah, there's a few emails coming in. There's actually today on the show, a little bit later on Hobby HQ, we're taking a big DM. We're going to go through that whole thing.
Okay, wow.
From a new...
What was you said we had 2 exciting things. What's number 2?
Yeah, the other exciting thing was I wanted to congratulate the Irish women's national team for qualifying for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Huge congratulations.
Very exciting.
That was on the same time as the Milan game, which we'll get into in football. But we're in the Woolshed and they had the 2 huge screens. Yeah. One of them had the Milan game and the other one had the Irish women's game on.
So it was great atmosphere in half of the pub and a bad atmosphere in the other half of the pub.
Oh, we kept the atmosphere going well, but we were very angry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Good. So that's very exciting. 2023, it's in Australia and New Zealand.
The support they're going to have out there is going to be
unbelievable. Sure, half of Australia and New Zealand is Irish.
I know.
It's going to be like there won't be a doctor or a nurse or a plumber available at all for that month.
Oh, my God.
Very exciting stuff. So congratulations to those. I might have to go and pick up a Katie McCabe Women's Chrome card if I see one of the shows upcoming.
She's in
Chrome for Arsenal, and I believe she's the only Irish player in that set. And then maybe Denise O'Sullivan has something in the NWSL American. I think she plays for
the
somebody in America.
We had Jason, remember we were in Denmark and they were looking for
They were looking for Pernille Harder.
oh, was it Pernille Harbour?
Pernille
We have
Harder, yeah.
we have another Danish woman who plays for Arsenal.
Right, who's that?
I don't know, but we had I'm gonna try to find her.
Okay.
Um
Oh, funny. Yeah.
no,
While you're looking, I'll tell a funny story.
please do.
So when we were at the show in Copenhagen, people would come up and they would speak to us in Danish initially, and then we would say, "Hello, how are you?" and they would switch to English without a break at all. And so this had happened. I was talking to a fella that was there with his daughter. They were looking for Neil Harder cards, and he spoke to us in Danish. I said, "Hello, how are you?" We speak English. He said, "That's fine." He was talking to us in English, and then I thought he went back into Danish, but he was just saying Pernille Harder in a Danish accent. And I kept saying to him, "I'm sorry, I don't speak Danish." And he said, "I'm not speaking Danish." And then he would say it again, and I would go like, "But I don't speak. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what you are speaking.
I don't know what language you are speaking." Because he was speaking English, but then he was dropping back into the Danish pronunciation.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but it was like going like, "Hello, do you have any cards of Kylian Mbappé?" You know, like I'm like, I don't want to. Anyway, eventually we got. I went, "Oh, Pernille Harder." No, I don't. Sorry.
No, we don't. I mean, we might, but they're not here.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint your daughter.
I'm getting closer.
Okay.
I think this might be the pile, Jason. It's not.
So I actually, do you know what I'll do while we're just because we're celebrating this whole thing. So I'm just gonna look quickly and see what does Katie McCabe go for on eBay.
I was looking at it, and I could just Google it. I could find it real fast, but I want to find the card.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I found my pile.
She has the fierce insert.
Caroline Muller.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
For Real Madrid. Look,
right.
Of 99. Now I don't know. I think people must have been looking for her. She's a forward. She's a rookie in this set.
Yeah, I believe she's very good.
Number to 99. So we had a Danish women's national team player, which definitely there would have been an appetite for. But we didn't have it with us.
Ugh.
I know.
Let me see what she sells for. Oh, over 20. You said ours 99?
Yeah.
There's best offer accepted on €36 recently.
Ooh.
€31.
That would have been a lot of Danish krona.
That's right. Wow.
Sure look.
Very exciting. So yeah, so that's some good news to start off. I'm getting better. With the reviews are in, and the Irish women are going to Australia and New Zealand for the World Cup. Very exciting. First time that's ever happened. Right.
I love it. You want to talk about the antics after it?
No.
You don't want to give away your hand.
I don't want to reveal my allegiance.
Okay, it was
no. I will say on all of the controversy regarding the song and the apologies and all that stuff, I don't think they should have had released a video of that. I think they're perfectly entitled to do whatever they want in the dressing room. They shouldn't have they shouldn't have let a video get out of the dressing room celebrations. But also I don't think they should have apologized. I don't think anything to apologize for.
Okay.
So, Hobby HQ. Let's start off with something that's still available on the Topps US website and maybe some of the Topps European websites as well. And that is Topps Finest Footballers Flashbacks. Football. It's very confusing because the title of the product on Topps website is 21-22 Topps UEFA Champions League Finest Flashbacks. But then on the box, it says Football's Finest.
So it's a bit.
It's just kind of confusing. Kind of a circus. I would call this a circus color scheme.
I like that they have distinguished it from all the other Champions League boxes this year that had the kind of rainbowy color, like light and chrome looking very similar.
Yeah. This is a very 90s color palette, which obviously makes sense. There we go. So yeah, so like I don't know. I think this came out and we talked about it, kind of wondering what was going to happen with it the other day on the show, and then it came out and there's some very strange details emerged.
Very strange.
So Topps Finest Flashbacks UEFA Champions League 21-22 makes its debut and transports collectors back to the dawn of the chrome refractor era.
And
And the
soccer wasn't
first
around for that, obviously.
Soccer Tops Chrome was 2017-18.
Yeah.
So why soccer collectors would care about the dawn of the Chrome Refractor era is beyond me. But anyway, collect football's finest on the original 1993 Topps finest design. Hunt rare refractors, parallels, and key rookies of the 21-22 season, only available on Topps.com. And then it turned out that it was one refractor per box and one autograph per case.
Yeah.
And
Now,
cases were not available to buy, I don't think.
No. Maybe back in the day, that's how it was.
Oh, you're saying it could follow the...
Yeah, it could be like, people might say, listen, I'm a big baseball head. Back in the day, a refractor was big news.
Yes, because they were only starting to make refractors, so...
Only one in a box, they're rare. You get an autograph, Janie, you know?
Wow, okay, that's interesting, yeah.
I think that's my guess.
That's your guess, is that they're mirroring the configuration
from back in the day, I think.
So then that's actually fine, except the price was $160 or 190 euros.
Yeah. 190 euro. To be honest,
it's crazy.
I know. I thought the set was going to come out cheaper than that, and I thought there was going to be an auto in every box, and I still didn't fully fancy it.
Yeah.
I see the checklist, and I was like, it's kind of the same checklist that we have for everything, because that's obviously the players you have licensed for and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I like the look. There's some image variations in there for some of the rookies. Cool. Haaland, autographs, however many there is, we don't know. Is he signed again? Is he not?
I think there was 6.
There's Messi, there's Ronaldo, so great. But for me, the design's not for me, but I also don't have the nostalgia factor, which is fine.
Yep.
But one refractor per box. Obviously, it makes the refractors rarer, but I just don't think people care.
No.
But you have, like, here's Topps Chrome, and refractors aren't really anything. And then there's this other thing, refractors are something. Are they? Will the market figure that out? I don't know. It's kind of like unnumbered parallels. But 190 euro for a 1 in 12 chance on an autograph, and the autograph checklist isn't even like tight and fire. It's easy pass for me. I'm
seeing here.
You sent it to me. I didn't know what I was looking at, like the box. So I was like, is that finest flashbacks? Because again, the box just said finest.
The box says football's finest, yeah.
And then you told me the price, and you told me, 5 cards per pack. That's interesting as well. That could be also harkening back to the before times.
I'm seeing, just very quickly, I'm just seeing a conversation here on Twitter between some people at Sock Cards HQ, Watch the Breaks, Card Geek, some of the finest. They talk about football's finest. But the Breaks is saying, do you really think it'll be one refractor every baseball year? The one refractor is in reference to a base refractor, and it's an ode to the original product release marketing. So it might actually end up with 2 or 3 total refractors. Apparently in baseball, you end up with 2 or 3 total refractors.
Oh, so maybe like a refractor, and then there's 2 numbered refractors or something like that.
Or something like that.
Okay.
So it's basically, it's confusing because you're taking something which a baseball collecting audience may intuitively understand and serving it to a soccer audience who's just going to believe what you tell them, because like we don't have the history. The history, we don't know. We don't have the heritage.
Hobby heritage.
Yeah, we don't have the hobby heritage to know, like, oh, it's one refractor, but that's what it used to say on the box. And of course, it's not just one refractor. And it's like, why even get into all that? Why even try sell it to a group of people that aren't going to get that? So strange.
Look, on the side of the box, right? Get this, Jason. It says, oh shit, this is interesting. It's going to make us even more confused. On the side of the box says 1 jumbo card. Don't know what that is.
What?
One jumbo card and 1 refractor parallel per box. 5 cards per pack, 18 packs per box. What's a jumbo card?
I don't know. I'm typing into eBay finest flashbacks.
I'm looking at the images again, trying to picture any of these potentially jumbo.
Okay, 2020. Yeah, 2020 finest flashbacks. Mike Trout stars jumbo topper.
Jumbo topper.
Yeah. Look here. I'll show my screen. There you go. You see that? That's not a normal PSA slab, I don't think.
So
there's nothing for scale, but I don't think it is.
No, it's not. The scale is the slab name being smaller than the slab.
Yeah.
That's your scale, Jason.
You get these. So they were in 2020 finest flashbacks for baseball.
So there's going to be an awkwardly sized card in there along with your refractor.
Now, one thing we know about soccer collectors is that a lot of them are based internationally and don't have access to
sleeves and
top loaders
oh,
in various sizes. So this is not
not great. It's not great.
this for me has come from, sometimes we know when products originate with Panini America or with Topps US, or like these are like, you know, these are some of the ones where they're kind of pushed more from the hobby side than the sports side.
Mm.
You don't start with what would be a good set for soccer. You start with what could we do
With the license.
with anything. Yeah.
What could we do with anything? And it's
What
the
could we
dartboard
do?
again.
Yeah. You just boom. Okay, fine. It's jumbo card, this, that, the other. So maybe it's something like that. But skip anyway for us.
Yeah. Do you think the 1 in 12 autograph, the one per case, do you think that's do you think that entails maybe there's going to be a tight print run, or do you think it's crazy?
Do I think there's not going to be a tight print run? No, these are not going to be exclusive.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get it. It has like a Bundesliga Match Attacks Chrome style autograph chance.
Yeah,
but it's not even like with this premium set of autographs. Like you can still get your Angelino in there. I don't like that.
I'm confused. The whole thing confuses me. I think this would be a really cool set to do if it was like $60 a box.
Yeah.
Or like the price of Bundesliga match. What was that? $75 a box or something.
Yeah.
Like at half the price it's at now, then it's, for me, it's like, okay, should get a couple of them. It's a fun open.
True.
But the cart limit is 5. The customer limit is 10.
Wait,
that's unusual. You can put 5 in your cart at any time, and any one account can buy 10 boxes.
Oh, so 50.
So no, so 10 is your max, is your limit.
Oh, so you can do 2 orders.
You can do two orders, yeah. They're not shipping you more than 5 boxes at a time.
Oh, so they're not shipping you up to, they're shipping you less than a full case. So if you don't get your auto, you can't complain.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does happen. People are like, I got 12, I didn't get an auto. I was like, well, it's not from the same case.
It's 10. Customer, how'd you get 12? You can only buy 10.
Oh,
well, I got 2. No.
Then you have to explain probability to people. But listen, I was excited when I seen it announced in like back in the day when it said Finest Flashback Champions League. I was like, don't know what that is, so I was kind of intrigued, but I don't love it.
Yeah, it's just strange. Maybe we've misunderstood something about it. Maybe there's a reason.
Our American listeners might say, guys, you don't understand, those jumbo cards are fire.
Yeah.
The refractors are going to be crazy. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't love it. But like, to be honest, it just adds a lot more noise to the Champions League license that doesn't necessarily need to exist.
Yeah. It's already pretty stacked.
Stacked enough.
So that's that.
Is that technically the last release, potentially, like, of this season's set?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, just making sure.
Hopefully that'll close the book on 21-22.
Doesn't seem like it will, though. It's like we're still in. No, we're not in that season anymore.
We're not in that season anymore. No.
Oh yeah, it gets confusing, Jason.
Yeah. I feel like the COVID season threw us off, and we haven't been back on track since.
It's very hard.
Now, like Harry
Kane World Cup's about to happen.
Yeah, it's just the calendar's way off. Right now, speaking of Card Geek earlier, he replied. To our challenge to the listeners to tell us to name all the classes.
Oh, yes.
With his votes.
Okay.
And he starts actually at 2017-18, which we had left.
I told you that was stupid. There's only, why would you leave it?
You told me, and I didn't listen.
He must have called that the Mbappe class.
He says Mbappe, it will be known as Mbappe Chrome, he says. Mbappe Chrome.
No, there's already an Mbappe Chrome, and it's called PSG Chrome, my man. Now there's clashes.
Now there's conflict. 2018-19, he says Sancho, and I'll tell you his reasoning.
I already feel it.
It has to be someone who's in the majority of products.
Okay, yeah. I can I say I always link it to Chrome. I keep forgetting. I'm treating Chrome as well. Yeah.
So Sancho is that crossover.
He's in Donruss and he's in
Chrome. And he's in Chrome.
Clean as a whistle.
Sancho so that's class. Maybe clean as a whistle. That has to be Sancho. Wow.
Yeah. It's clean, Jason.
Wow. 2020, Haaland. He says Ansu Fati's not realistic.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
For me, that's the
Tw-
Hal and Fatty class. That's the two of them together because it was just two of them.
So no, he says Fatty's not realistic. Forget about Fatty. Put it on your mind.
Sancho's not realistic. What's his version of realism?
Because Fatty's not across all different products.
Oh, true. Haaland. But Haaland wasn't in any Panini product really until the very end where they just started throwing him places.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Then Jude. And then 21-22, Gavi year.
Yeah, whoa. You said Jude like it's obviously Jude. Like we did that. Like Jude did that, but we did that too. Because Pedri's a huge shout.
Pedri's a big shout.
But it's like Jude. You're like Jude. Of course it's Jude.
I'm saying that was the only one that we kind of
but it
had
is.
going into the whole exercise.
We started the whole shebang.
This whole convention of naming class. The people.
Do they do that in the States for baseball? We don't know.
Yeah.
They might do. They might say like the LeBron James draft class, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
But like, do they say like, do they go like, oh, NFL Prism? Do you mean like the Joe Burrow class?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or are we going to start that into fights? Ooh. I don't know. And then 21-22, Gavi or Ray Bigger as a lesson for everyone about hype, and he literally has 400,000 cards.
No, it's not. It's not Ray Bigger. It's not.
Can't be because Sancho covers that.
Gavi was so good last night. I don't know if you watched that game.
I did watch that game. He got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him, and Pedri as well. They're brilliant. Pedri looked bollocks though, but he's brilliant.
Yeah, I thought Nico Barella actually was a good at put himself in the shop window.
No, it's true.
Because I wasn't watching him, and then we're looking at Pedri and Gavi and going like, "Oh, they're streets ahead of this fella."
Oh no, but like they're younger, much younger.
That's true. But hey, he's a European champion. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
They can't say that.
He's also an Inter scumbag.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's true.
So there we go. That's from Card Geek. Thank you for that.
Lewandowski's so good, by the way.
Lewandowski's so good. There was a cartoon.
The header, can I just say, the header he scored, the commentators were like, yeah, he puts them away. And I was like, hold on a minute. Yeah. That was one of the greatest headers I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And they're just like, it's Lewandowski, he gets that though. I was like, no, please appreciate what he just did.
As if they weren't all saying, it's easy to score for Bayern 6 months ago. Like,
yeah, but that header was the neck muscles, the jump, the leap, the top corner. Oh my god, the pressure, the moment of the game. That was crazy. They were just like, oh yeah, that's him. As if he tapped it in.
If Ronaldo did that, it'd just be compilation after compilation after compilation of just that.
I was just in shock that everything had happened, and they were just like, yeah. I was like, no, not yeah. That was unbelievable.
Let's stop and just
appreciate that.
Appreciate this.
All of the Inter, when Inter went 3-2 up, all of the bench ran over to celebrate because the game was done, and he still in that type of pressure scores that kind of header, and they were just like, yeah, Lewandowski, that's him. I know that is him, and he does score lots of goals, but you need to still appreciate that moment.
Well, it's like I think Bayern, by winning yesterday, have won 32 or 33 Champions League group games in a row, and that's a streak that started and got almost, got up to this season with Lewandowski as the striker. So he's obviously a big contributing factor to that record.
Thanks. Jason, you want to tell me about a cartoon?
Oh, yeah, there was a cartoon in one of maybe it was Mundo Deportivo, one of the Catalan newspapers this morning, where it was Lewandowski and like kind of like towering over miniature versions of all the other Barcelona players. And he says, when we go to Europe, do I get bigger or do you get smaller?
Ooh.
He was the only one that was like spared criticism, because he can step up the level, but the rest of them suffered big time.
Dembele was wiling out.
Poor decision making. Very poor decision making.
Oh my God.
He's technically brilliant. He's lightning quick, but you give him time to think and he goes donkey mode.
Yeah, shocking. Anyway, we digress.
We digress. So Connor reached out a while ago and said, I'm new to the hobby. I have some questions. They might be bad questions, but there's also lots of new people entering the hobby, and I wonder if they're wondering these things too. Do you think you could take the time to answer them? I said, of course we can. And then he texted back and said, sometime kind of soon. So we're done.
Yeah, you're actually going to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go through these one by one, right?
Yeah.
Question one that a beginner may have in the hobby. Why do people who get cards signed in person use a match attacks card? I hate how the auto looks on a match attacks. It just kind of ruins the whole thing.
And maybe the people that are doing it don't have access to premium cards necessarily.
Yeah, think where the players are, mostly in Europe. Think what cards are in Europe. match going fans are more
Have
likely
access.
to be match attacks. Get like I'm going to a match, get a pack of match attacks. We'll bring that and get it signed. No, we're going to a match, get a box of Chrome. We'll bring that and get it signed. So I think it's just availability. 2, why are the in-person autos people manage to get signed worth so little? Even if they aren't authenticated, do we just not trust each other?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's funny. Sometimes people have a video of them having the player sign it, and we still value it less than we do a sticker that apparently there was a person in the room witnessing it. But I think that just comes down to licensing, authenticating, all that stuff. But yeah, if you I've seen a lot with Haaland recently, like his stuff once it gets sent to like PSA or BGS and gets authenticated, those cards are actually doing good numbers. But in general, it's less, and it's kind of just a weird thing.
I think you can't underestimate, and this is something that even we, the number one soccer podcast on earth, have struggled with, which is you cannot underestimate how much hobby traditionalists value pack pulled cards.
True.
That is ultimately what this hobby is about. It's about opening packs and pulling cards that are rare. It may seem stupid to say anyone can get a card, a Riyad Mahrez card, and go and get it signed by Riyad Mahrez. And that is true. Anyone can do that. But anyone can pull a Riyad Mahrez card. So why is, but it just is.
Oh, it is. There's kind of an interesting kind of tradition of it now in F1 cards because the autos are so scarce in F1, but they're so easy. Not easy, but like you can get stuff signed. Yeah. So there's a lot of people signing like base sapphire cards and da-da-da. And they're kind of a little bit more valued than they would be in soccer.
Yeah. I personally would take the Xavi auto on the card over if I brought this refractor to Xavi and he just signed it like that.
Yeah, but there is also, like, if you see there, Jason, the white space, like this kind of shows you again, it's like this is a card. This is a card that was designed to have an auto.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a weird one. But that is the reason.
That is the reason as we see it. Why do people in the hobby care so much about league licensing? Where Leaf and Futera are valued less. If they have player licensing, then I don't see a difference. Why do people that play FIFA and PES care about licensing?
Yeah, it's important because people support the club, not the player.
Yeah, it's I think it's just you feel if a company goes and gets the license, they've invested. It's like kind of like it's just you just want the on brand. Like why do people buy cereal from Kellogg's instead of generic cereal from the shop? 9 out of 10 people can't tell the difference when it comes to tasting it in the bowl.
I know we can. But we can tell the difference, Jason.
You're the one person out of 10.
Absolutely.
But the other 9...
I can tell you the difference between water brands.
Right. So... But so you can tell me the difference between licensed and unlicensed cards as well.
Absolutely.
People are married to their perception of things. You just demonstrate the whole point with breakfast cereal.
It's different.
It hits different.
No, it is different, Jason.
It's not different. It just hits different.
If I give you a glass of Coke and a glass of Coke Zero, you're not going to tell me the difference?
That's the same great Coke taste. They just do it with zero sugar. That's the magic of it. But yeah, it's just league licensing matters because people support the teams, they support the league, and you want to feel like when you're buying it, you want to feel like you're buying into the game a little bit. You're not just buying, if you're buying, we always say like with Futera and Leaf, if you're buying for your own personal collection, like if you want to have like a Pele autograph or something, you don't want to pay crazy money, get a Leaf auto, then you technically do own. But in terms of what you want to show off, it's kind of like self-fulfilling because it's like a lot of times you buy stuff because you want to show it to other collectors and you want the kind of bragging rights, so you want the kudos. So you want to buy something that's going to maximize your reputation.
Oh, wow. Is that what you buy cards for, Jason?
Yeah, my reputation. What little of it I have left.
Oh my god.
Martin, it's funny because sometimes if you spend a lot of money on cards, your reputation flies up, your stock flies up with a very specific group of people, simultaneously flies down with a larger number of people.
Oh my god.
I bought this card for $5,000. 1% of people are like, oh my god, that's unbelievable.
Great value.
The other 99% are like, you need to get it together.
Oh my god.
Number 4. Continuing on the same line of thought, if a Messi Leaf auto is €1,000, but a Topps Messi auto might be €10,000, why would people not just get the Leaf? Surely, since it is an authentic Messi auto, why wouldn't you just get Leaf and spend way less? This, of course, ignoring card designs and all that stuff.
Because it's
Well,
not
because then, if you
licensed.
want a Messi auto, you don't have to buy a trading card. You just buy a Messi autograph.
Mm.
Why even have a trading card in the first place?
Yeah.
Do you
Stuff.
know?
But there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the hobby though. That's the one thing. But at
There's
the
a lot
same
of
time,
intangibles.
yeah, but it all kind of comes down to licensing, history, heritage,
Heritage.
brand. You know, the Chrome brand, the Prism brand, they matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It is. I understand coming in new and being confused.
Yeah, there is an element of kind of like
A lot of nuance.
nuance, and also there's some things that you kind of like.
You're
There's
not allowed
almost
to
like
question.
you're not. It's like a dogma. It's just like this is the way it is. This is the way it always has been. And ultimately, the only way these things change is if people, speak with their wallets.
Mm.
You're more than welcome if you want to buy it. The thing is, it always comes down to well, find them, buy a Leaf auto, and everyone goes, I don't really know if I want one.
Yeah. Then you buy it, and then the price goes down, and you're sad, and you're like, why didn't they hold value? And it's like because it didn't have all these
Yeah,
traditionalists linked
yeah.
in.
So it depends. If you're personally collecting, there's always. I mean, like, because it's like, why are there? I'm sure there are patch auto cards of players that you could get like I don't know, let's say right, Steph Curry's biggest patch auto, right? I wonder would it be possible to get a piece of a Steph Curry jersey and an autograph of Steph Curry for cheaper. And then now I have a Steph Curry jersey, game used, and I have an autograph in my autograph book. Wow. I really saved a lot of money there. But it's more than the trading card is more than the sum of its parts.
Mm.
You take all the ingredients, you put them in this form, and all of a sudden, wow, it's something else.
Especially if it's pack pulled.
Especially if it's pack pulled. But these are all good questions. That's the thing.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, I understand the confusion.
Yeah. And we don't there is really sometimes the answer is just because that's what the market values.
Yeah, the market is always right, as they say.
You don't have to you can do whatever you want.
Mm.
Just
You
don't
can do
expect to make
whatever
any
you want,
money. Do whatever you want.
but don't expect everyone to follow you.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Wow.
So I hope we cleared some of that stuff up for you, Connor. Maybe that was overly hostile and you feel like, oh, fine, if you don't want me, I'll go.
I'll leave the hobby. Fuck you
He
guys.
says, hope these are good questions. They were good questions.
They were.
And made sense. They did make sense. Cheers, lads. Love your work. Thank you very much, Connor.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Where's he from? He's not Irish, is he?
Don't know.
Don't know. We'll never know.
Never know. Right. Okay, next on Hobby HQ.
Mm.
First off the line, National Treasures, Road to the World Cup.
Ooh.
Had a Dutch auction.
Are we from a World Cup product point of view? Are we expecting Prism, Eminence? That's it. Apart from this, are we expecting a National Treasures World Cup?
Prism and Eminence.
Yeah. So this is kind of the highest end version of a Road to the World Cup product.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm excited about it.
So the first off the line edition came out and it's ended at $2,600.
Okay. Wow.
I think the floor was $1,000.
Yeah.
So that was, healthy enough. The checklist also came out and there are 8 hits, so 8 autographs or relics per box, 1 base parallel per box. And
whoa. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
No. I'm seeing an eBay sale for 12 grand. Doesn't make any sense. If you wanted that so bad, you just buy it at the top of the Dutch auction.
Surely a case or something.
No.
Well,
it can't be real. I'll check the non-sold and completed if they're listed lower.
All right. So in a normal box, you get 8 hits, 1 base parallel, and 1 additional base parallel or hit. And in the first off the line, you get 8 hits and 2 first off the line ruby parallels numbered to 11. The checklist came out. Here are some of the rookies, treasured rookies. Julian Alvarez.
Oh, wow.
Argentina. Sasa Kalajic for Austria did his ACL recently. And Austria didn't qualify for the World Cup. Bruno Guimaraes, Borna Sosa, Jesper Lindstrom, Aurelian Tchouameni, Karim Adeyemi, Giacomo Raspadori, Denzel Dumfries, and Gavi.
Okay.
That's some of the base set checklist. There's amazing dual autographs. Do you see some of these dual autographs?
Yes.
We have the
Yes,
likes
I did.
of Diego Maradona and Leo Messi.
Diego. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's
I mean,
Panini one out.
that's numbered to 10. We have Neymar and Vinny Jr.
Okay, very nice.
Pele and Vinny Jr. No Neymar and Pele.
Interesting.
Ronaldinho and Ronaldo for Brazil. I believe that's a 1 of 1.
That was people were talking about team job there because Ronaldinho is supposed to be exclusive with them, so I don't know what happened there.
Then there's Cristiano Ronaldo and Luis Figo, Fabregas and Pedri, Pulisic and Pepe, Pippo Inzaghi and Francesco Totti, Robert Pires and Thierry Henry, really popular with the old Arsenal fans.
And the French, of course.
Yeah. And then you have all sorts of different other it can go on. It's just loads of different.
The Belgium one was bad. I remember that.
Yeah, Den Donker and somebody else. Dennis Pratt, I think.
Shocking. And
of course, new Panini signee, Kylian Mbappé. Has autos here, and I'm going off what at DJ Q's Brad on Twitter has calculated that there's 308 Mbappe autos in the product.
Okay.
With about 3,300 cases produced.
3,300 cases?
Yeah. I believe. So, doing some quick maths, 308 Mbappe autos spread over 3,300 cases.
100?
You would need to, about, say, 1 in every 10 cases. Is that right? Yeah. Less than that. 1 in every between 9 and 10 cases.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Wow. We're going to see some amount of breaks for that.
Yeah. Everyone going to be chasing. We assume they're sticker autos.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting to see how this new wave of Mbappe autos
perform.
We've just gone from no Mbappe autos to so many Mbappe autos so quickly.
About 500.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot from nothing.
From nothing, yeah. Considering and especially with all this stuff going on with Mbappe, I mean, he handed in a transfer request to himself at PSG this week.
To himself.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you want to talk about the Mbappe thing?
I think it's a little bit blown out of proportion, but in general, I don't get it.
So yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Kylian Mbappe has his camp have said that he is definitely leaving PSG at the earliest available opportunity, whether that be in January or next summer. Then the whole thing was, who can afford him? Nobody can afford him. Then it came out that PSG had hired a third-party company to troll and talk down Kylian Mbappe and other people kind of related to the PSG sphere online, which lawyers are now saying would be a breach of contract by PSG, which would therefore free him from his contract and allow him to walk away as a free agent, completely removing the who can afford him question.
That I didn't know. I missed that.
Yes.
I missed that it breached the contract, which is...
Well, that's what some lawyers are saying. There's been no judgment, but the French employment lawyers are saying that you could argue that you have like a duty of care or something to your employees, or
of course.
But if you've conspired against your employees secretly, they have no obligation to you anymore. So then it would only be a case of who can pay his wages, which is still only about maybe 2 or 3 clubs max. But getting rid of that 200 million plus price tag does open up options a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And one of the things that's been confusing is he keeps saying he's been betrayed by the club. And I didn't really understand what he meant by that. But apparently what he means is, or what they mean is that he was promised when he signed his contract that they were going to sign another centre back, top centre back. They were going to sign a centre forward so that he wouldn't have to play centre forward where he doesn't want to play. He'd be able to play on the left off the striker with Messi. And he was also promised that Neymar would be out of the picture completely.
That's so crazy.
So they told him, we're going to get rid of Neymar. We're going to sign a striker. And we're going to sign a centre half. They didn't do any of that. And so now he feels betrayed.
Just shows how messy the PSG setup is. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, not great. I mean, like the kind of satirical kind of tweet that I had on the subject was that PSG said, "Oh no, Kylian, don't go. You're so special. We love you so much. Here's infinity money." And oh, Macron, the president, is on the phone. He wants to tell you you're the best boy in all France. Oh, we love you. And now PSG is saying, "Whoa, Kylian, your ego is out of control, man.
Like, need to check us out.
Rein it in. Who gave you this God complex, my friend? It's like they gave you a God complex.
It's true.
You created a monster, and now he wants to eat you.
It's not good.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's so.
It's not good, Jason.
No. Thierry Henry was talking about it on CBS. He was saying, the number one rule is that when the boss asks you to do something for the benefit of the team, you do it.
Yeah.
And what no one said to Thierry Henry, which I felt if I was in the studio, I might have had
a few things
answer to that, is that, yeah, but the problem is
he is the boss.
He is the boss. He doesn't view Christophe Galtier or Luis Campos as his superiors at the club.
But does he not?
No.
I don't know. Like some of it, because obviously there's sensationalism on top of it all as well.
Yes.
It's the same way they used to say Messi picks the team for Argentina and does this and that. Like maybe he does to a degree. He has an input as the captain, but like maybe like Mbappe sees all this and goes, "This is all bullshit." Maybe,
but his people keep briefing journalists.
Yeah, that's messy.
That that's the problem.
Yeah,
and I was thinking, like, I can't think of many top French footballers over the last few years who haven't just been complete drama queens,
like Pogba, Griezmann, and
yeah, Pogba, Griezmann, and Mbappe. They're kind of the three most high-profile players.
Like Griezmann's little fucking video that he did.
The decision. Pogba with the Pogumentary.
Sure.
Then, like, even you have Rabiot, complete disaster, right? Donkey. Who else? Ousmane Dembele has had crazy stuff going on over the years, not turning up to training.
Not to be completely discriminatory or racist, but is that not inherently French to make a big
song and dance out of everything?
Protest everything.
Yeah, maybe so.
I remember at the 2010 World Cup, they imploded just internally in the camp.
Yeah, look at Benzema. All the trouble he's had. Look at the likes of through the years, Hatem Ben Arfa and Samir Nasri and all these players.
It's true.
Like it just seems like, and I think what happens is, I don't think we're breaking any ground on this. I think what happens is there's a culture in France that when you go to the big leagues, you take everybody from home with you.
Yeah, and they're not always good people.
And these players, exactly. So you just take any random group of people and elevate them to this crazy status level all of a sudden. And they live in bubbles.
Yeah, cuckoo land. But I think that's happening to young Mbappe because it feels like he was all right. Like he won the World Cup, moved to PSG, and he was doing grand for a few years, low key.
Yeah.
We didn't really hear much out of him other than the fact that he's great and he might go to Real Madrid.
But that's what I'm saying. PSG
they turned
him into this. If they had just said go to Real Madrid.
I think Real Madrid's the only club where he can get himself fixed.
And yet they say we don't want them.
No, I know. But I think that's I can't imagine him going to another club and being the club is bigger than him.
Yeah.
Like you come to Real Madrid and they're like, we win the Champions League for breakfast. We have a lot of Ballon d'Or winners. We are Real Madrid. Shut the fuck up, play. Chances are the crowd's going to whistle you.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Get used to it.
Whereas anywhere else he goes, he's just going to be a little prima donna boy. And the funny thing is, Neymar is in like the form of his career once again. Bless him.
Yeah, and that's why Mbappe can't handle it because he's been asked to play centre forward and he's not shining And like Henri was saying, I hated playing it in the wing for Barcelona.
But you know,
I hate it, but you do it.
but like, what else does he want? Like, what? Like
He's more concerned with
optics,
how it
Instagram.
looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to be the one that everyone is talking about all the time.
And yet you're in a team with two other absolute superstars.
Yeah.
The World Cup is going to be spicy. I hope one of them come up against one another. I want to see a Neymar Mbappe World Cup game. Oh my God. I don't even know what side of the draw. I don't even care. I just want it to happen. And I want to see a fucking Messi masterclass against Mbappe. But at the same time, he needs to be humbled. That's what it is. He needs to be humbled, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, PSG did themselves no favors because now, again, the problem is they're saying he thinks he's bigger than the club. It's you told him he was bigger than the club. You literally told him, don't worry about any of these other bums around here. We can fuck all them out anytime you like.
Yeah.
Just whatever you want to do is fine. So just please don't go.
Why do they want him to stay that bad, though? Because he's French.
Because I don't know why, actually.
They have Neymar, they have Messi, they can bring in loads of other players if they want to. Why were they just so? I think because he's French, he's Paris, all that kind of stuff. Maybe. But like, what do you like? They didn't even sign that many midfielders. Like, their team is not a great team. Their midfield shit.
Well, they signed Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz, right? Fine, good midfielders. But I don't know what you can like. This is something that annoys me about a lot of modern football clubs and a lot of modern football talk. Football is not FIFA. It's not about assembling the 11 highest rated players and watching them play. It's not a simulator. It's an actual real life thing that's happening. You can there have been many years that Danny Carvajal has not been the best right back in the world and has won the Champions League.
Facts.
I can't, but they don't seem to understand that. In their mind, it's just about assembling
the best of the best.
The best of the best. And they always seem to, we have to sell him to get him. Oh, no, now we have to get him and sell him. Just be focused on playing.
It's true. Like, they could easily buy a striker in January now if they're trying to diffuse the situation. But
like, for instance, they wanted to buy Lewandowski, who didn't want to go. And then they wanted to buy Scamacca. And they got outbid by West Ham. They couldn't come to an agreement with Sassuolo, right? But that shows to me the ineptitude of the club. If you really want to you just paid Kylian Mbappé infinity money. You have it. We know you have it. So just pay them.
It's not good. It's obviously, and I think it's something that really impacts his card prices because it's kind of like the Neymar complex back when he rolled around the World Cup. Like, the American view of Mbappe now is he's a gobshite.
He's only ever in the headlines for bad reasons.
Because they're not watching the French league, so they're not seeing him score. Stuff. Champions League is it. Like, I think there's going to be a capitulation in the Champions League. Classic PSG implosion.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots said. It's interesting though because he has the World Cup and then the January transfer windows off the back of it. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But it's this whole thing of I feel like what a lot of players now dream of, what a lot of players talk about, is this quote unquote free roll. That's what a lot of players want now. He wants a free roll. What do you mean? Who has a free roll?
Messi.
Maradona had a free roll.
Zlatan had a free roll at PSG for some period of time.
Yeah, for a couple of years there. But
midfield,
a free roll doesn't really exist.
No.
It's a figment of their imagination.
The thing is, you think he'd be delighted having Messi and Neymar set him up for goals 24/7.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dream scenario. But he wants to be on the ball more.
He wants to drop deep, collect the ball, and take it forward. Why? See, I don't think
it's an ego thing. It's not even necessarily that he wants that.
Ego. Yeah.
It's all just ego.
He doesn't know, neither PSG nor Mbappe know what they want. PSG don't know why they're a football club, and Mbappe doesn't know why he's playing football.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to enjoy it.
No, he does. Don't be doing that.
Does he?
Yeah. When
Is this people that enjoy their work go on like this?
No, but he's upset about other things.
I'm not coming on every day and saying, Soccer United betrayed me. I want to transfer to another podcast because I enjoy it.
Okay.
I just come in, I do my work. I'm happy.
Even if you're not in the role you want to be in?
Yeah, exactly. There are days where I'm like, maybe could you operate the computer? But I don't. The boss says, you do it.
But you are the boss if you're Mbappe.
Yeah. I think it's just too much. In the words of Kanye West, no one man should have all that power.
And I cannot be managed.
Yeah. He's becoming the Kanye West of, I mean, let's hope not all the way down the road, but he's becoming kind of like the 2015 Kanye West of soccer.
Sure, we'll have to just see. Like, there's enough players in the dressing room to pull him to the side and sort him out, but we'll see.
Well, they can't. That's the thing. He's losing allies left, right, and center.
Yeah, him and Hakimi are just buddy.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's all he has.
I saw a thing. Hakimi hasn't made a successful cross in 10 games.
That's fucking
because he won't cross the ball. He just keeps trying to give it to Mbappe. Like, it's just crazy.
Listen, Champions League. Once Messi's back fit, it'll be interesting to see.
It will be interesting to see.
I'm seeing a lot of sales, Jason, of the National Treasures.
Yeah.
So there's 4 hobby boxes in a case. This is not first off the line, might I say.
Right.
And the price is anywhere between $3,000 and $3.5. Let me do this. Maths real quick. $3,750 to $3,000. So $3,000 up to nearly $4,000.
Yeah.
For a box of this National Treasures, Jason. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Big shit. Okay. Let's go on to your football week. I want to start off with a stat from Squawka. Only 3 teenagers have scored in 4 consecutive Champions League games. Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and now Mr. Jude Bellingham.
Ooh, only one of them is a midfielder.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So, I mean, what a time for that super factor to be on golden with 10 days left.
16K, it's that.
16K. And I learned poker player Gary Gates is shipping off his Topps 1 of 1 Sapphire.
Image variation.
2 golden of Jude's rookie Sapphire as well.
You know, he obviously sees that 16,000 and says, if I got that, I'd be very happy.
It's Jude season.
It's true.
So I think the record for Jude is maybe $25,000 or something like that.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. That super factor has been sold 2 times in the last year.
Oh, has it?
Excuse me.
I didn't know that. That's big numbers.
Yep. Jude is a superstar.
That's true.
And obviously going to the World Cup and all that stuff. So hopefully this Sapphire can break a record.
Yep. This still has a lot of days left on it, this Jude. So
we'll have to see.
It's at 19,200 with the buyer's premium.
Right. So yeah, another goal for Jude this week in the Champions League. I asked people, what should we talk about that happened in the Champions League? And Soccer Cards HQ says how terrible City looked without Haaland. City drew 0-0 in Copenhagen. Sergio Gomez got sent off. They had a goal ruled offside and missed a penalty in the first 20 minutes of the match.
Oof. Yeah, they didn't use Haaland. I like that. They're letting him rest.
Yeah.
I'm out here. I'm looking for this second Jude sale, Jason.
Right. I think it's in our tweet replies somewhere.
Well, I'm already on the PSA.
Okay. I was going to say that if you have a goal ruled out and miss a penalty in the opening 20 minutes, then a player gets sent off, you end up drawing the game 0-0. I mean, like you could have been 2-0 up within 20 minutes, kind of thing. So I think just basically you can't win every game 4-0.
True.
Sometimes you draw a game away in the Champions League,
especially when you go to that stadium in Copenhagen, which we've
been
to.
Yeah,
and it's quite the stadium.
Quite the stadium. Also, how unstoppable Napoli look. My God, another walloping of Ajax last night.
One of the few Italian teams with a good result.
Ajax are not actually a bad team. That's the crazy thing. Napoli are making a mockery of this group.
The young guns are just running amok.
They've scored 10 goals in 2 games against Ajax. It's insane. Victor Osimhen was out last week. He came back. He scored, took off his jersey the whole lot. Raspadori, Chucky Lozano, the Mexican, Cavaradonna on it again.
Yeah, he was great.
this stage, Spalletti's looking and saying this could be a big double. It could be the Champions League and Serie A
Don't be putting the double on
on the table.
No.
Why?
I want to see Milan win the league again.
Well, they have to make up 3 points.
Yeah, doable
against this Napoli side.
I know they're good.
They're very good.
They're scoring for fun.
They are scoring for fun. It's crazy.
Bless them.
Because like
to watch.
One of the crazy things about teams is like there are teams that can score loads, but what seems to be very hard as a manager is to get the team to keep scoring. It's really hard to win games 4 and 5 all the time.
When you have 2 goals, teams kind of start to chill.
Yeah, how? But like they just want it. They want it so badly.
And they want anyone get in the way.
Yeah. So who knows? The most exciting team in the world to watch going into the World Cup. Let's see how they get on after the World Cup. Of course, Kvaradona is not going to the World Cup because Georgia didn't qualify, so he'll be rested.
Very sad.
Yeah. Also, Socrates said, "Why didn't Lewandowski or Dembele pass to a wide open Ansu Fati? You can't play 1 in every 7 games and then demand the ball when you come on for 10 minutes at the end."
Oh, but that one.
Oh, it was disgraceful. But what I mean is, that's tongue in cheek, obviously, what I said. But if you're playing once every few games, it's hard to form a connection and a relationship with players that are playing together all the time.
Fair.
And then why is PK still playing? I don't know. I mean, the fact that because Jules Koundé is injured, but the fact that PK he looked like just was sad.
And Frankie de Jong not getting more minutes.
Yeah. Busquets and directly behind Busquets it's PK. So if the ball goes over the top, you're fucked basically.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
Little Gavi nearly burst his lungs trying to get back every time the ball went over. He's like, "Oh, I'll get it. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it." That was crazy.
Shocking.
Crazy. There was a nice pass from Onana in goal for one of the Inter goals. That was an assist. And in the Porto and Leverkusen match, Diogo Costa, Porto.
Wanted by Man United now.
Wanted Man United. And maybe going Portugal's number 1 to World Cup. Got an assist and saved a penalty in the same game. First time a keeper's ever done that in Champions League.
I love that.
Alex Kent wants to talk about Liverpool. He says Mo Salah hugging Harvey Elliott, waiting for the VAR on his goal. Is Salah mentoring Harvey Elliott? When do we get to see more Harvey Elliott? Never mind Harvey Elliott.
Salah scored a hat-trick in
5
minutes.
Salah scored the fastest ever Champions League hat-trick.
And Bobby Firmino having quality performances, yeah.
And Salah comes on, and I don't mean to brag, right? But he comes on, plays centrally, as I said, close to the goal, and scores a hat-trick. Now, who was on this podcast saying he wasn't close enough to the goal?
I think it was
Can't score any hat-tricks from the halfway line.
Well, that's what happened. I say the keeper, the Rangers keeper, was shocking for all of the goals.
Shocking. No,
he was out of position for every goal. Like you can tell when a keeper hasn't done their job because it just looks weird.
Yeah.
The ball was going in and it just looked weird. And then you look at the replay, it's like, oh, it was right beside you. That shouldn't have gone in.
No, Rangers have had a shocking group stage, which is strange. Get the Europa League final previous season and just look completely,
headless.
Yeah, but sure, there you go.
Happened.
Right. Oh, Alex also says that Liverpool and Man City are playing this weekend in the Premier League.
Oh, Sunday's a huge game, a huge day of football.
Yep.
You have Man United against someone.
Okay, that sounds huge.
My brother's gonna have me watch that. Then you have the Liverpool. You have El Clasico. El Clasico.
Yeah,
El Clasico's at 3:15. Kind of goes into the because I think the United game is on actually before that, maybe 2:00.
2:00 and 4:30.
2:00, 4:30, and then in between is El Clasico, and then later on in the evening we have PSG are playing Marseille, I believe.
Yep.
Crazy Sunday.
Crazy Sunday.
No one's going to catch me on Sunday. I'll be in the house.
You'll be in football. You'll be having your football week.
Oh.
Your football week condensed into one day. So,
United against Newcastle, but like still.
Huge.
Okay.
The thing about it's at Anfield, isn't it? The City game.
Yep.
And Virgil van Dijk could be about to lose his record of never having lost in the league at Anfield.
And he could be able to lose his award of the season of being the only person that put Haaland in his back pocket.
Yeah. So very exciting to see that. Darwin Nunez got a goal as well. Fair play to him.
Everyone got a goal.
Everyone got a goal. Harvey Ellie got a goal. Darwin Nunez got a goal. Bobby Firmino got a goal.
Got two.
He has the same amount of goals in October as Erling Haaland.
Does he?
Yeah.
Haaland didn't play in the Champions League.
Can't do it week in, week out like Bobby Firmino. Needs a rest. Edmo Floor says Club Bruges advancing in fabulous form. Club Bruges. 4 clean sheets. No Belgian team ever got 3 clean sheets in a row in the Champions League. Never mind 4. How will they do against tougher opposition? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, based on looking around the Champions League, they probably do fine.
There's no tough opposition.
I mean, I don't know who they would play. Like if you're Club Bruges,
yeah, if you're top in the league as well, like you're going against
top in your group. If you're ever top of your group, you shouldn't be afraid of anybody.
Liverpool are second in their group, though.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, but no, yeah.
Bruges have never gotten to the knockout stage.
They were a banana peel for sure for all the big teams.
Yeah, and like it's a big achievement for them to get into the knockout stages at all.
And up the group they had, the likes of Atletico.
But they've never done it before. Atletico been in their group before.
I'm joking.
And they used to beat Bruges, and now they don't anymore. Obviously,
because your manager doesn't like João Felix, and João Felix need to leave your club because the club is fucked.
I know. So Atletico obviously drew 0-0 with Bruges last night, and terrible stuff. João Felix did not come on.
At least your penalty was reversed by VAR, unlike mine.
That's right. How are Milan doing? Are they going to finish second in the group?
Milan?
Yeah.
Not after that robbery.
Right.
No, we Salzburg are ahead of us by 2 points, but we could.
But you still have to play them.
Yeah, we're playing them on the final game.
Oh, juicy.
We play them on the final game, and I have a friend moving to Milan, but it's a bit tight. Like they'll be unpacking their bags, and I'll be showing up, so I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
Boy, I'd love to do.
So lots to play for still for a lot of clubs in the Champions League. Actually, I wonder who's qualified. Do you know? Can you see who's qualified?
Yeah, I have it all here. Napoli.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Right.
Club Bruges.
Yeah.
Porto.
No.
I'm joking. Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Inter have all but qualified, but mathematically they haven't.
Right.
But they have a game against Victoria Pilsen, so they should. Tottenham's group is wide open for all of them still.
Wow.
Yeah. Milan's group as well, wide open.
Right.
Real Madrid qualify. No, they didn't.
Not mathematically.
No, not mathematically. City and Dortmund qualified.
Okay.
No. Sevilla could still. City qualified. Dortmund need a point, I think.
Right. Wow.
Or 2.
Okay.
And
so
PSG. Oh, that's it. PSG and Benfica are very close. Juventus very. They lost him. Maccabi Haifa. They look very embarrassing for Juventus. Go right there, Jason.
We're gonna get letters. I might have to edit that out.
No.
Listen. So Juventus embarrassing, Atletico embarrassing.
Milan's referee was embarrassing. The referee in the Milan
refereeing in Milan embarrassing. I will say that young man Tajan Buchanan who got a yellow card after failing to win a penalty. I'm not sure what he was booked for.
He looked lively.
But yeah, he's a winger, but he was playing wing back last night. He sounded
American. Who is he?
He's Canadian.
Buchanan, okay.
And he joined from New England Revolution. Presumably he's going to the World Cup. He looked very lively and was a good outball for Bruges. They tried to ease off release the pressure from some of the consistent attacks from Atletico, consistent toothless attacks. And he had that classic thing that wingers have where he could run and he could beat people, but he didn't really know where to go, where he was running the ball into touch a lot of times.
Yeah.
But he'll learn. He'll get there.
Someday.
Yeah. So what else? I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jason, it's been a great pod.
It's been one of the great pods.
One of the greats.
Yeah. Oh, we're just about at an hour as well. Wow.
We get better every time.
Timing. Okay. Back on Monday. To talk about El Clasico, to talk about City Liverpool, to talk about United Newcastle, to talk about PSG Marseille, all that stuff.
Love it.
So we'll see you then. I might ask for some questions for Monday's show. Just see how everybody's getting on. Now that the last 21-22 Champions League product seems to have been released, I'd like to know people's thoughts on
what
we've just witnessed over the last few months of hobby season. So all that and more on Monday. But for now, have a good weekend. We'll see you then.